Do you feel that because of all this uncertainty, Bitcoin is the best hedge against everything right now? Still going into 2021, do you still feel that way even at all-time highs?
So this is going to be a little bit over the top for most people.
That's why we're here, Mark.
But I've been
Firing
studying
over the top.
I've been studying this stuff for a really long time. I mean, I kind of grew up in a household like this, and so I've been studying it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Bitcoin is the only hope that we have for the future.
Yeah, you said that already.
And
That's
and
pretty
the
crazy.
and the reason why I say that, so I'll break this down. So the reason why I say that is because we can talk about socialism or communism or fascism or capitalism and all these isms. And communism and fascism and socialism, we can argue about that. The WF, they're not talking about either of those, but it's obviously that's what they're trying to push, right? Communism is a utopia that we never get to. Socialism is the gateway to communism. Communism is a commune. We live in a commune. Nobody owns anything. We share everything. So that's what communism is. So when the WF says we own nothing, you'll be happy, does that sound like a commune, right? So that's right. So anyway, we have all these different flavors. Really, we have two economic models. That's it. Two. I try to break everything down simple. We have one, it's a free, open, competitive market, or we have a closed, controlled, centrally planned. That's it. Right. So fascism, socialism, communism, those are all centrally planned, or capitalism could be like a free, open, right? So here's the thought process. We are moving into this world where we are continuing to see this totalitarian, cover just dropping down. Technology between social media and all these things, censoring what we say and brainwashing us what we think, our money, everything, right? It's just continuing to get more and more control. Why would that change? We know human nature. We know humans are always going to want to control more. We know that. It's been that way through history. Now we're giving them the tools to create the perfect prison. Huxley, he was along with George Orwell that wrote 1984. And I tweeted one of his quotes the other day. It was actually a letter from Huxley to George Orwell. And I'm going to paraphrase. I don't remember the quote off the top of my head, but he said that countries will realize that it's much better to indoctrinate and brainwash kids as they grow up rather than using boots and jail cells or whatever. So we could create this prison for them, almost like a matrix. And that's the world we're moving into. And what would change that? How will we break that? At some point, they'll have such control over us. Stay distanced. You're not allowed to talk anymore, right? Everyone has to be socially distanced. So now we're all having to talk over the internet. But now they're censoring everything that we say. So how can we share ideas? How can we have free speech? How can we organize? We can't, right? So they can create this prison, right? So how do we break that? Well, I believe the only thing that will break that is competition. Right. Competition is the key for everything. That's why it's so important to have that free open market competition. So when we have competition, so when another country, when Malta says, hey, come over here, you can live free. You don't have to wear a mask. You can have a business. You can be married and eat meat. Like, I'll go there, right? And then a lot of rich people start going there. And then another country's like, shoot, look at Malta. They just picked up all those people. Well, hey, we're also free over here. And then people will go there. And it will be that competition that makes these countries go, shoot, I guess we can't just create this totalitarian nightmare because people are going to leave. Yeah. Right? But here's the thing. Here's where Bitcoin fits into this. So again, I'm pretty old. I grew up under the Cold War. I grew up when we still had the Cold War, the Berlin Wall, all that. And I had friends whose families had come from Afghanistan, had come from Iran. One of my best friends' families came from South Africa. And when they came, they left oppression to come to America because it was free, right? And lots of people escaped oppression to come to a free country. The problem was when they came penniless. They couldn't get their gold out. They couldn't get their real estate out. They couldn't get their money out of the banks. They came penniless. And it was very difficult for them to come and start all over. All right. So, for example, in the Cayman Islands, they're living completely free. There's no lockdowns. There's no masks. There's no nothing there. But guess what? There's no commercial flights or cruise ships that go in there either. If you want to go there and live free, the only way to get there is by private charter. So you need a couple hundred, 10, 20 grand to fly there. If that, you need probably 100 grand. Well, how can I do that if I have no money? If my country won't let me get any money? I could be the richest person in the world, but if I can't take it with me, what do I do? Well, with Bitcoin, I can know 12 words in my head. I can fly to that country, or I can swim to that country. I can plug them into a computer and have all my money. There's nothing in history that's ever allowed us to do that before. And I believe it's the competition that frees us. But what enables the competition is the ability to go with my money, to be sovereign as a man and hold my wealth in an unconfiscatable way. And only Bitcoin offers that.